what's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Indiana State Basketball Dynasty here on College Hoops 2K8. We've had a very successful non-conference, but now we get into conference play, and we open up our conference play going on the road to take on the Purple Aces of Evansville. Now, on paper, it should be a very similar type of game. You know, we're a few overall points higher, but we don't have a significant advantage other than our team unity. So, I'm very excited to see how this game could possibly turn out. I hope you guys are excited for it as well. So, that being said, hope you guys are ready for some conference action. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have to be brand new, as we get ready to jump into things here at Roberts Stadium. And Roberts Stadium is, you know, nice little crowd here for this opening matchup against the Purple Aces. Evansville only coming in 3-6. Now, the player to watch for Evansville is Chad Haynes. He's a junior small forward, a little bit undersized, but does have plenty of talent. He's going to be the top option, and it's going to be up to Lane Baragseca to try and contain him as much as possible. He's going to have his hands full today, but he's going to have to win that matchup if we want to have a good chance to come out and possibly win our opening matchup. As here's the starting lineups here. This is a younger Evansville team, one that does not have any seniors in the starting lineup. But with that being said, let's dive right into it against this Evansville squad. But we'll go ahead and jump in with, you know, a minute already played in this game. No scoring has happened yet, so we'll go ahead and see who ends up getting the first bucket of the game. And it's not going to be Evansville, at least not yet. We'll see if we can get a good transition bucket as we cut it inside to Scott Smalls, who nearly gets the bucket to go in spite of being fouled. So that's how we'll get the first points of the game to Scott Small. Free throws as we get a steal, trying to attack a transition. Credible inside to Alistar Varant, and he nearly gets that one to go as well. He will be called for the foul, though. He actually does end up missing one of his free throws. But a decent little start here, doing a nice job, just getting it inside and, you know, really forcing some pressure on Evansville right now. As Justin Credible, he's going to get the and one, misses the and one free throw though. So 5-2 being your score. And you see already what our formula is going to be for success today. You know, just continue to attack inside and really force the pressure on their big man. As now Evansville trying to rally back themselves. Holman attempts a free, no good. Lopez tries to put it back for the tie, but it's no good. Here comes the Sycamores, pull up free, bang! Canaries with the pull up free, and it's good. And so the Sycamores are now gonna be up 10-5. However, some bad defense on the other end is going to cause Burnett to get probably one of the easiest buckets he's going to have in his college basketball career. I mean, really got to have somebody out there protecting that part of the 2-free zone. Did not happen there, but what is going to happen is we're going to find Alistar Varant on the wing, and it's good! Timeout called by Evansville. And if these Purple Aces are not careful, we can certainly run away with it early. But coming out of the timeout, we do play a little sloppy. Holman gets inside. Decent contest by Scott Smalls, but it's still sunken through anyways. As now we'll try to attack inside yet again. Finds Baragseca for the long two. And that's good as well. Nice job setting up Baragseca. Thought we had a three-pointer there, but the foot was on the line. So back to a double-digit lead as Gentry kits it inside to Javion Henry. Looking to go to work, but instead finds Baragseca on the wing, and he makes another assisted basket. Javion Henry showing some nice court vision there. As Javion Henry looks to attack, he's got a little boy on him. Cuts it back instead to Baragseca, who is absolutely feeling it right now. And Evansville is going to be forced to take a timeout because them boys are down horrendous right now. 25-11 is your score coming out of yet another timeout as Barnes tries to stem the tide. Is actually going to get that bank shot to go. So now 25-13 is your score here as Haynes is going to try to cut it inside. Back to Barnes. Back over to Holman once again. Who gets it back over to Haynes. Got a corner free though, and Evansville sinks that through as well. Evansville trying to go on a little bit of a run here before we get into the end of the first half. So let's see if Evansville's got another one. Holman's left open again, and it sinks yet another free. Holman is on fire, and the Evansville Aces thought it was going to be a game where we're just going to run away with it, but that's just not happening there. However, doesn't mean our team's going to give up that easily either. Credible's going to get the putback for 2 there to make it 27-19 as trying to play some decent defense, but we have Holman open again. Just being a little bit too aggressive there defensively. Scott Smalls went for the steal, but just left it open. Holman, just like Ken Harris was open for the 3. And now it's a 5-point game. Just looking to finish strong before we go into the end of the half. As that's stolen by Baraseka. We're going to go coast to coast inside to Scott Smalls. And it's, oh, he almost sinks that jumper. But instead, going to be going to the free throw line, as that's going to bring an end to your first half of action. And Indiana State is going to have a 7-point lead over the Purple Aces of Evansville, also located in Indiana as well. So that's what your score is, 32-25. We'll see who they name player of the half, and it looks like they are naming it. Could be Alistar Varant, who's been doing a real nice job getting to the free throw line, but not gonna lie, this player of the half highlight reel kind of doing Alistar Varant dirty, you know, always showing misses. Like, the only positive thing that they show is a made free throw, and he's got 7 points. So, not gonna lie, done a little bit nasty there, but now we'll go ahead and jump into the second half of action as Holman again is left open. Gotta tighten up there defensively. Cannot leave someone who has been proven to shoot as well as he's had today. We got to do a better job guarding on the perimeter. Might need to change things up to a 3-2 zone. But for now, we're keeping Evansville at arm's length. As now 37-32 is your score, as trying to run that pick and roll. Just incredible. Able to get open. And that is the 5th assist for Scott Smalls today. As now Indiana State continuing to try and close. But how about this tough jumper made by Barnes on the post hook there? As Indiana State, we're going to go hard the other way. It's got Alistar Varant open, but it's no good. Evansville gets the rebound, and here comes the Purple Aces. And oh, Scott Smalls got put on a poster. Didn't make the basket, but draws the foul anyways. So now, after 1 of 2 free throws being made, this is just a 1-point game here. And now Evansville has a chance to possibly take the lead. Haynes up, and it's no good, but it's going to be a foul drawn. Evansville desperately trying to open conference play out with a win here today. Can your Sycamores hang on? And we might have to wait and see for that answer, because Evansville, after being down by double digits at one point, now has a 1-point lead. So let's see what this team can do here. Pick and roll action. Ramos gets inside and is able to get that basket to go. Scott Smalls, beautiful job in that pick and roll offense, as now he has 6 assists in the ball game. And more importantly, Indiana State's got that lead again as well. Haynes going to try to drive inside, though. Tough defense by Varant. But Alistar Varant forgot about the rebound, though, and they get the putback. So now, 1-point game yet again. As now 9 minutes left to go. Scott Smalls drives inside. So we're going to get it out to Alistar Varant. Back inside the Ramos, who gets it in. Just nice job. Just that back and forth. You know, that in-out game. That's really what we want to see here. Really make this defense think. And then you got guys like JoJo Thompson open on the perimeter, but can't sink it through. So here comes Evansville the other way. Going the Haynes basket. No good, but just incredible. Was early for the rebound, bro. Oh, we can't have that. That's a tough pill to swallow. As now we'll cut it around town, trying to keep Evansville at arm's length. And just incredible, trying his job, even though he did have that goaltending earlier. So now, 3-point game yet again, as a free could tie this up. As Kruger gets out onto the perimeter, gets it around to Rotstetten. Rotstetten cuts over to Burnett. Burnett thought about the free for a second, but cuts it back over to Evansville. Has Robinstein open. Good. Evansville officially ties it up at 56. And whoever wins the last 3 minutes is going to ultimately win this game. So let's see who wants it more. As they got another 3-pointer from the outside, and that's good by Burnett. Indiana State will respond with a quick 2 of their own, but it's becoming clear that we need to stop defensively. Holman tries a free. He was hot in the first half, but doesn't have that one there. Here comes the Sycamores. Overside. Brusecka with the free. Good! Brusecka gives Indiana State the lead, and all they need is a stop. One stop. And that's all that it's going to take. Can they get it done? Holman outside. Cuts him off from the 3-point line and baseline. But Holman gets open in the corner and he hits it. 30 seconds left in the ball game. And Holman gives the Purple Aces the lead. And after an intentional foul, after we came up empty, we need a 3-pointer. We get a real good look from Barasecka, but he can't make. So we cut it back to Barasecka again. He misses that one too. Varane is open. Last shot of the game. And misses that one too. Oh man, we had 3 really good looks at the basket. Just couldn't punch it in. And Holman does win player of the game with those 6 3-pointers. So we had our chances. We absolutely did have our chances to win, but unfortunately we are going to come up just short as we struggle to score in the second half. Even then, we had some good looks there towards the end, but just couldn't get it down when it mattered the most. Scott Smalls did struggle from the field today. He was 0 for 7, 0 for 4 from deep, but he did hit a couple of free throws, and he did have 8 assists and 2 steals. While this was not the game that we were looking for, Scott Smalls did try to do the little things on the score chart. Allison Durant, meanwhile, had 10 points in this one. He managed to shoot 3 for 10 from deep, which is not terrible. Would have wished that we would have had some more pop from him, especially in that second half. But Barasecka did have a couple of steals, but was just 1 for 8 from the deep. Just incredible. Did end up going at a pretty decent game. Double-double here, 10 points, 14 rebounds. Had a couple of blocks there as well. Did turn the ball over multiple times. Ramos had 15 in the game. He had an excellent game once again. Ken Harris shot 3 for 6 from deep. Actually had a pretty good performance overall off the bench. 3 rebounds to go with that as well. Yeah, we just came up short, unfortunately, and that's how things go sometimes. It's tough to see, but hey, listen, I thought we played pretty well. It's just that we didn't play well enough, especially in that second half. Should have been a game that we absolutely should have won. Now, after we did have our heartbreaking loss versus Evansville, this ended up turning into one of those games where it was kind of a mixed bag in terms of start of conference play, to be honest with you. So after that, that was actually the start of a 3-game losing streak. So we went to take on Craigton in our first home conference game, and we dropped that 52-64, and kind of had similar issues than what we had in that Evanston game. Yes, Scott Smalls was able to have 7 assists, for example, but he turned the ball over 8 times. We can't play winning basketball, turning the ball over this many times. Just not acceptable from our starting lineup. There was bright spots in this game, though, as Phillips was able to have double-digit rebounds and 5 steals. Ramos coming off the bench yet again, 14 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist at this point. Maybe it's something that we gotta do. Maybe switch out Ramos for Credible, play that small ball, because we do love having that 3-point shooter. But let's see how we did in some of these other conference games, though. So then after that, we took on Northern Iowa, and again, we dropped this Northern Iowa game. Now, in the Northern Iowa game, kind of the same thing happening here, where we're just not shooting the ball very well. 7 points and 7 assists from Scott Smalls. We also had Baraselka with 10 points in the game and multiple steals too, so we did have that happen, but not much of a contribution from our bench, aside from one of our centers in Javion Henry, who got more playing time than usual. He ends up putting up a career high in this losing effort. But we wouldn't be kept down for long, though, as we were able to eventually win in conference play. We beat the Drake Bulldogs 77-67 in the ball game, and Scott Smalls recovers in a massive way. 29 points and 3 steals in the ball game, plus a couple of assists as well. Scott Smalls puts up a career performance. This was a career high for him, as the senior point guard was able to get to work. Meanwhile, we had one other person get into double territory, or at least double-digit points, in Balaseca. He had 11 points and 6 assists. Phillips again had double-digit rebounds, plus 5 steals in the game, so getting it done at both ends of the floor as well. Meanwhile, it was the start of a 3-game winning streak, as we were able to take down Southern Illinois 90-77. That is with no overtime, mind you. Now, this is a game where almost all of our starters did go into double digits. Scott Smalls had 14. Varant had 10 points as well. He shot 2 for 4 from deep. Beliseca once again had 10 points. John Phillips, the junior power forward, had 18 and 7. You love to see that kind of performance from our starters. Stars were the one that carried through the day, but the bench did its fair share of contributions, especially Javion Henry, who once again had a breakout performance, making the most of his 13 minutes on the floor. Finally, to round out a 3-game winning streak, we beat Missouri State on the road 95-79. In that 95-79 performance, we again had 4 people in the double digits. Scott Smalls had 17 and had multiple steals as well. Beliseca had 16 and 6. John Phillips actually had a double-double, 16 and 11, plus 4 steals as well. And then Ken Harris was killing it from deep. In his 13 minutes, he finds a way to put up 16 points up on the scoreboard. However, we wrap up this month of January essentially dropping 2 of our last 3 games. We do lose the second game to Craigton, 88-59. I'm not going to go into the box score because that's just hard to watch. We also get our get back against Evansville and a little bit more of a defensive struggle, but we do win that one 66-54. And then the last game that we played for this month was a road matchup against Illinois State, one in which we do end up losing 79-66. While it was a losing effort, we had a couple guys that did play extremely well. Scott Smalls, our senior point guard, stepped up yet again, 16, 5, and 6 with a few steals as well. And then John Phillips comes in with another double-double, plus a couple of steals in the ball game as well. So definitely rough to lose that last game, but hey, a couple of players on our squad did end up playing extremely well though. But we've been making some headway on the other hand in terms of recruiting. It does seem like we will have at least one signee when it's time for us to get back into offseason signing day. Araz body is at 100%, and so we should be able to bring this in without any issues whatsoever. And he has solid potential at C+ as well. Just loves the idea of being wanted, and that's exactly what we can do here. we're still in our recruiting battles with Kale Henson. It's still between us and Butler, with Butler having a slight edge. And then Darren Whitehead, actually, we're losing Darren Whitehead on the other hand. Butler is pulling away a little bit, so we're going to have to really make a surge with winning on the court, as well as, you know, maybe getting some more home visits when we get into the off season. But next episode will actually be the final week of basketball, it seems like, because after that we will get into postseason play. That being said, we will go for this final remaining month of February. Gonna simulate this Bradley game, might hop into like a hoops cast or something like that, but then after that we'll see what we do against this Drake Bulldogs team as well. See if we can get a win at home, try to prevail some momentum going into the conference tournament. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's been a fun one, even though we did once again come up short in our game against Evansville. If you enjoyed this episode, I need you guys to go and do a couple of things for me. Hit that like button, and then also hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John J Gaming on the mic, signing off. Hope you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.